They also received a letter from Lily Ledbetter. Lily Ledbetter is in support of an equal pay bill here in the state of Mississippi. The Lieutenant Governor and the Speaker of the House also received that letter. And we're hoping that they will act today on it. And so this morning we have speakers here that's going to share why this is important. We have several legislators that's going to speak, and we have some that are standing with us today. This is a bipartisan issue. We have Republicans standing with us today. We have Dems standing with us today because this cuts across political lines. And we need to be able to stand together to push for this equal pay law. And so without further ado, I want to bring up Representative Tracy Arnold, followed by Sonia Williams-Barnes, Representative Alice Clark, and Tammy Witherspoon. Representative Arnold.
Thank you. It's so good to be here today, and certainly a worthy cause today. I authored House Bill 717, and first and foremost, I'd like to say that I'm a conservative Christian, and it's extremely hard to separate the fact that I'm a pastor from the legislation that we deal with here in the Capitol. Some of the personal experience that I've had with actually women and others struggling in our society today comes through some counseling sessions that I've actually been involved in. And I'm here to tell you today that when you look in the eyes of a woman and her eyes are filled with tears, and you see her broken heart and a contrite spirit, and they're backed into a corner because of the financial restrictions of this world today. And in that place, in that corner, they often make harsh and hard decisions. And a lot of those decisions they end up regretting. But at that moment in time, it seemed like the only way out. And as a pastor, I know I can't call any names, but I'll say this to you. I've sat in many counseling sessions with ladies, and they're like, Pastor, I don't know what I can do. I can't provide for another child. I don't know what I'm going to do with my child that I'm carrying even now. And the truth of the matter is our church has helped many of them financially, and sometimes we've even connected them to other families that were willing to adopt a child. But ladies and gentlemen, a lot of times it even goes to another extreme. It goes to the place of even abortion. So these financial issues actually impact our society today on social issues, and we need to connect the two and understand that a lot of decisions that we make today are based on our financial status and standing at that time. I've counseled with women and held their hand, and many of them have told me, Pastor, in the midst of the darkest hour of midnight, I can still hear that baby crying. And I'm here to tell you today, as a pastor, when you hold their hand, the only thing you can do at that point in time is say, look, I know that the mercy and the grace and compassion of this God that we serve is extended to you, and that God loves you and God cares for you. But ladies and gentlemen, it's not only time for God to reach out and help our people. It's time for our legislators and our governor and everybody in this great state to reach out and acknowledge that the people of Mississippi are worthy of equal pay for equal work. These issues are important to me today from the aspect of being a pastor. I'm at the level of seeing these people with their feet on the ground. And I'm here to tell you today, it's time for Mississippi to become the 49th state and not wait to become the 50th. Ladies and gentlemen, this is landmark legislation. 48 other states have passed this legislation. I don't see it doing anything harmful to them as far as development and new industry and jobs. I see them continue to flourish like Texas and others. And it's just time for Mississippi to stand up and represent the people of Mississippi instead of other folks out there, because our people deserve better. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Which one? Yeah, that's right. This one. Good afternoon. Unfortunately, my spectacles turn into shades when I get out here, so I guess I'll be known as the cool legislator since the sun is out and bright. I want to first thank all of you who are here and others who are watching, because this is an important issue. If we are to truly be serious about the growth and prosperity of our state, we must make the changes that support the economic empowerment of all citizens in this state. The wage gap impacts every Mississippian in some way, because either it touches you directly as a woman, or it impacts the women you love, including your wives, your daughters, your mothers, sisters, and other loved ones who are being denied equal pay for equal work. This isn't about party affiliation or party politics as usual. This is about simply paying our bills, sending our children to college, putting food on the table, and making ends meet every single day. We need this. We encourage you to support this legislation. Call your legislators, ask them to pull it out of committee. It's time for Mississippi to make this change. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
It's a good afternoon. Anytime we see these many men and women standing together for women. Now, what we're talking about is actually just asking our legislators to do the right thing. And I know my colleagues hear me say that all the time because that's what I think. If we would just all do the right thing, we would understand why women need to get equal pay. We'll understand why when we go to the store, what we buy costs the same thing as it does for the men. So all I'm asking is that my state not be the very last state to do the right thing. As I understand it now, we are one of 2 states who do not have a law on the book that says what we're supposed to do right. So if we can just get this one passed this session, we will be doing the right thing. It'll be a little late, but we will be doing the right thing. Thank you so very much. But don't forget to call your legislator, call your representative, call your senator, and let them know that you want them to vote for the bill. Thank you so much.
Senator Witherspoon isn't in, so I'm going to ask the chair of the Senate caucus, Derek Simmons, to come and say a few words on behalf of the caucus.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Derek Simmons, chair of the Senate Democratic Caucus, and I don't want to belabor the point, and I just want to echo what has already been said, that we support on the Senate side any measure that would actually treat our women like we treat our men in the state of Mississippi. Can I get a round of applause?